What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing the Indiana Pacers now that their season has been ended by the Boston Celtics via the sweep in the Eastern Conference Finals. Honestly, if you are an Indiana Pacer fan and you are listening to this video, do not hang your head in the slightest. I understand your team did get swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, but you played a much better team. You played a much better team. The Celtics were branded to ultimately go on to the finals, and they were the favorite in this series. So, not in a sense in the slightest should you think that, oh, we fell short of our goal. You know, I don't know what the Indiana Pacers' goal was to begin the season, honestly. You had a player in Tyrese Halliburton who was an all-star. Played absolutely great. This same Indiana Pacers team went on to the in-season tournament championship. Played great. You had sort of a fall off by Halliburton after the all-star break. You add Pascal Siakam. You have a team with the added pieces that I think can take you far in the Eastern Conference. Did I think that the Pacers were dominant enough to beat the Celtics? No. But what I will say is what's on their side is that they have the 25th ranked payroll in the NBA. 25th. So you know what that means, Pacer fans? Your team has room to grow. Your team has room to grow. Whether that be via trades next season, via free agency, because Pascal Siakam, 24-25, he's not on the books. So we don't know what was going to happen with that situation. Miles Turner is making 19, almost 20 million next year. After the series that he just had, I don't know if that's a piece that you want to build on. Doug McDermott, I don't know if they bring him back next year. We don't know what's going to be happening with TJ McConnell. We know Ben Mathurin will be back next season. He was injured. You know, Obi Toppin has a qualifying offer at $9 million. You look at Tyrese Halliburton, who will be making $42 million next year. And he's the only real big money guy on the team. He's the only guy making upwards of anywhere past $20 million on the team. Because he's making 42 next year, 45, 49, 52. You look at him, then you look at Aaron Nesmith. But outside of that, this team is on the books, is in a very, very good position. So, like I said, as far as roster goes, they're in a good position. I want to get to the coach, Rick Carlisle. I don't know if somebody was in his ear. I'm not mentioning, cheating or things like that, right? I'm not mentioning anything like that. What I am mentioning is, though, you pull your guys in a pivotal moment of the Eastern Conference Finals. You pull your whole team. Tyrese Halliburton gets hurt. You pull your starters. You pull them. Let's live to fight another day. Cool, but the game was hanging in the balance right there at that moment. So you choose to say, okay, we'll concede this game and move on to the next. Then over the course of the next two games, you lose by late game scenarios and late game situations. If I am the front office of the Indiana Pacers, I'm looking to what transpired over the course of this series. Not the Knicks series, right? Not the Knicks series. I'm looking over the course of what transpired over this series versus the Celtics. Because you look at, after Halliburton went down, who the brunt of responsibilities offensively fell upon. You had Nembhard playing out of his mind. You had Siakam doing all that he can. Miles Turner really didn't show up. You look at guys like TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin, Nesmith. You start to look around, if you're Rick Carlisle, as to who should the brunt of the offensive responsibility fall upon. Try to mix and match your lineups. You go as deep as putting in Jackson. You got Ben Shepherd starting. I don't know why. But when I looked at just how the rest of the series transpired for the Indiana Pacers, I don't know. I couldn't put my finger on it as to what Rick Carlisle was actually thinking with some of these rotations that he had. And granted, like I said, you don't have Halliburton, so you try to mix, match, piece together rotations that you think would work. But again, you're not going against a team in the regular season. Your season is on the line. Your season is hanging in the balance. And if you're not able to execute, then ultimately your season will be over sooner rather than later. And like I said, you look at a Pacers team who was built to run, who was getting up and down the floor, who was making plays. But again, without your point guard, without your quarterback offensively being able to run the show, you ultimately lose at home. And then now you're down 3-0. Then you come back in game 4, have the lead, and then you're not able to execute late in games. That's coaching. That's player execution. So I think next season, what do I think they need to do? I think coaching needs to be addressed first and foremost. Now, maybe Rick Carlisle is there. All right, let's say he is. We know Tyrese is going to be there. We know Pascal. Well, we don't know if Pascal is going to be there. We don't know if Miles is going to be there. But one piece we do know for sure, we know Ben Mathurin will be there, and that's easy. You know, Ben Mathurin's offensive talent is able to definitely counteract some of the things that happens late in game, right? Because then when Ben Mathurin comes back, he's a starter. So that would mean either Nesmith or Nembhard will come off the bench. I think they need to add a hard-nosed center. You know, because what I saw from Miles Turner, especially in game 4, where he was making a lot of plays that made no sense. Defensively, out of place. Fouling. Offensively, he's not getting the basketball in spots where we know he should get the basketball. Now, that could be a point guard issue. But if the point guard issue is the issue, then you should have TJ McConnell out there more often than not. But again, that's Rick Carlisle's decision, and I don't know why. Like I said, one thing for sure that this Pacers team has going for them is their roster space, cap space, and they're young. You know, Pascal Siakam isn't that young, but he's young. You know, they're young. They're right there on the cusp. You get to the Eastern Conference Finals, so maybe you're 1 or 2 pieces away from actually being in the finals next season, but that is yet to be determined. But like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't think Pacers fans should hold their head and feel like this season was a failure. Yes, this team did get to the in-season tournament championship. They lost to the eventual champion Lakers. You look at them losing to the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, but not having Halliburton, did hurt their cause. So next season, I'm definitely going to be looking forward to what the Pacers will do as far as moves are concerned. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Indiana Pacer fans, basketball fans, NBA fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into this channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.